Hi, my name is Kelly Pales and I'm the head director here at Georgetown High School. For our fall show this year, we wanted to approach a drama, and in doing so, we decided to look at Shakespeare, something that our students have not worked on just yet. And with that decision, we wanted to go with Macbeth and add that to their repertoire. When we first started approaching Macbeth, we originally were going to play more into the political aspect of the story and make it a little bit more modern. However, after some thinking and the directors looking at the current political climate, we decided that was a little bit too on the nose, and so we returned to the drawing board. One evening while I was reading the script, trying to figure out what exactly we wanted to do with this, I came across the song Petals by Kaija Sarayo. The dissonance and eerie feeling to the song embodied the show in my mind, and as it progressed, there were some chords that sounded like an air raid siren, and it clicked for me. Thus began the designs for an apocalyptic retelling of Macbeth. While this might not seem revolutionary to some, our approach to the apocalyptic setting heavily took inspiration from the Californian festival, Wasteland Weekend. Wasteland Weekend featured the environment and the costumes for the style of story that we were wanting to tell. While keeping our set minimal, more focus had to be placed on the costumes and how they represented each individual character. When it comes to this show traveling, it is made to adapt and change to whatever new space we are in. Having traveled with shows to our middle schools to perform on their stages, this company is familiar with working in differing spaces and adjusting to fit each unique environment. In addition to the traveling we do in one act, we make sure that each of our clinics is on a varying stage size so that we may get used to scaling to the rest of the set and show to the specific area and audience that we're performing for. As for the designs in the show, our company likes to provide our students with leadership opportunities and give them ownership over their specific job. While our concept might have come from a few scattered images from my Pinterest board, it was really our student technicians and designers who took the idea and ran with it.
Hi, I'm Paige. I'm a senior, and I'm one of the members of the scenic design team. Scenic elements of Macbeth, especially through post-apocalyptic ruined architecture and combination with the Soviet brutalism architecture, really fit the themes of Macbeth of like power and struggle for power. Macbeth is all about who is the king, who is the Thane of Cawdor. It's very ironic to have the Shakespearean play that takes place in like medieval Scotland to happen to take place in the middle of apocalyptic era with the same characters and the same elements and the same script. It's just how the texts have taken it and how the actors have taken it and the directors to change it to fit our own idea of what Macbeth is amazing to me. I think I'm really proud of the thrust. It wasn't my decision. It was somewhere across the design process. Someone was like, we need to put a thrust on the stage. And I was like, this is a terrible idea. Then I saw it in action and I was like, oh my goodness, it was a great idea. You really the actors go out on it and you feel them. They're right there against the audience. And I think it's the one scenic element of this entire show that I would love to just have on our stage. I wish our proscenium, our thrust would just go out further so that you could get face to face with an actor. There's one scene where Macbeth is praying after he's killed the king and he's right there. You're looking up and there's just Macbeth covered in blood praying for forgiveness for killing this dude. And it's just so in your face that it's great. It's like a 3D movie. The actors in the story use it. They use the levels to distinguish who's in power to who's looking over and watching this. The witches sit up on the tall tower all the time. The witches are sitting in the background above the actors. Their power levels are being played with, and that's what I really wanted these different levels to do. That was my whole goal, was for the actors to use these levels of power in a physical sense to convey a much more narrative sense of power.
My name is Millie Randall, and I am one of the lighting designers for our show. When I heard the backstory of what we were going for in our show, the apocalyptic theme, the nuclear fallout, I was inspired by the sort of yellow skies and the toxic colors. I found it very challenging to pick a color palette for the show, specifically which tones of white we would use. Basic face light. It's not just white, every white is a different color. So there's yellow whites and blue whites and all kinds of variations, and I found it hard to choose a color palette. But once we decided on one, we had several color palettes for each scene. We also used a lot of colors and drastic shadows to represent the power hierarchies happening between Macbeth and the other people fighting to be king. The first time I was watching one of the acts, I saw this moment where Macbeth was standing on a platform looking down on, I believe it was Lady Macbeth. I could just imagine a beam of light going over him and casting this dramatic shadow across them. And it was something I was super excited about the moment that I thought of it, and I implemented that into our show the next day, getting that light where it needed to be so we could have the moment. There was very dramatic areas of the scenes where the light is highlighting just the bits that we want you to see. One scene that I'm very proud of would be the witches scene. I really like the colors that we used to show the different personalities of the witches and the shadows that we cast on their face in a sort of semi-realistic universe that they're living in. At the end of the scene, the witches disappear and the light's cut out, and it's timed so that it looks very magical.
Hi, I'm Riley. I'm a senior and I am helping with sound. I'm a part of the sound design team. The inspiration for the soundscape of Macbeth was mostly just apocalypse and scary, so scary noises. So we have a lot of just eerie sounds. Like I got the recommendation actually from Baker, our tech director, to use the sounds from Annabelle. And that brought me down a whole world of different things, and I've actually found some really good sounds that kind of help with the ambiance. It's like everything's super scary and creepy and but also we wanted to keep it to where it was still apocalyptic, so it's like there's air sirens and whatnot, and the air sirens actually play a very large part in the show. There's a lot of cues that are based off of them and a lot of scenes that are based off of them, where if I miss those, you lose a lot of the story element if they don't play properly. There's also the parts where whenever they're talking about like Macbeth and his drum plays at certain parts where it's like, you hear it and you're like, ooh, Macbeth's gonna be here soon, or something like that. Same thing with the witches. They have their own kind of thunder and lightning as opposed to the rest of the thunder and lightning, because you hear it and you're like, oh, something's about to happen, like why are the witches here? What are they doing? Kind of thing. Almost like the drums in Jumanji. We have a very, I don't want to say niche, but it is almost like a niche kind of feeling and vibe that we're going for. With the music, for example, it was difficult to find the music for it for a while. So I had to really talk to Pales and Baker and be like, what do you want? And kind of figure it out from there.
Hi, I'm Elia Calzada, and I am a sophomore, and I'm also the costume designer. This is after a post-apocalypse, so The Walking Dead was a very big part of it, and just anything zombie movie related. The director did kind of choose it, but like I ran with it. Macbeth is not the best king, and he needs stuff to wear to show and make up for him being a horrible king. That's what I thought, and that's why Duncan isn't getting a crown, or Malcolm. Definitely the cape, also for Macbeth. My mom did help me a little bit. I'm very proud of it.
Hi, I'm Emma Hoover, and I play Lady Macbeth. I think what makes our production of Macbeth just so special is that everyone really cares about this production. We have a director who took an interesting take on it, which I think is so fun, and everyone's just been so involved in really pushing the limits, and I think that's what really makes this production great.
My name is Jackson Ford. My role is Menteith. Macbeth is awesome. I've never been in a production this fantastic. I definitely enjoy the gore. There is lots of gore and blood, and it's quite graphic, but in a good way. It's just a really great show.
Hi, my name is Finley Moore. I play Donald Bain in Messenger, and what makes our production of Macbeth so good is the original elements of it, that we're set in the apocalypse. So we're just covered in blood, our clothes are destroyed, and it just makes it more interesting than us just being in barred clothes.
Hi, I'm Town Schrader, and I play the doctor and the captain. And what I think is so great about this show is that you can really see everyone's personal touches. You can tell that this was made by so many people. And like from the little pieces of set design to the character movement, it's just a beautiful show made by beautiful people.
Hello, my name is Holden and I play the role of Macbeth. I think the reason why the show of Macbeth is such a timeless thing is just how much the actors can benefit from it, but also just how entertaining it is even in the modern day. I wasn't expecting it, but there are a lot of comedic bits in it, especially with the porter, and all of the fight scenes and those high intensity moments, like all of Act 3 basically, and the end of Act 2. There's some really beautiful acting moments in there that I think everyone can appreciate no matter what time you're from. And I know that in taking on this role, I've gained so much from it just as an actor, and I've gained so much love and appreciation and respect for Shakespeare and people who perform Shakespeare. And I think everyone can gain that same respect just by watching our production, which is why I'm so proud of it.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
Hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Black.
Speak!
The earth hath bubbles as the water has. Whither have they vanished?
The air, what seemed corporeal, is melted as breath to the wind. Would they had stayed?
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane book that takes the recent prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be
and claim a coddle too, is it not so?
king. To the self-same words. Thy letters have transported me beyond the sacred present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
Pumpkin comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he proposes.
Oh, never shall that morrow see. Your face, my queen, is as a book where men may read strange matters, to the guide of the time, the light of the time. Bear witness in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Lightning is clouded with the serpent under it. He that is coming must be provided for. You shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, with which all the days and nights are welcomes. And may so resolve in spite of mass no.
We will talk on this further.
Only look up clear. Call to faith or evidence to fear. Leave the rest to me. That which had made them drunk had made me bold. What had quenched them had given me fire. Hark! Peace! It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman which gave the skirts good night. He is about. The sleepy grooms do mock their charge with snores. I've dreamt their possums, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there?
The left. The phrase is awakened, 'tis not done. The intent and not the deed confounds us. Hark, I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father, as he slept, I would have done it. My husband?
I've done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl shrieking, crickets cry. Not to speak.
When?
Now,
As I descended.
I.
Hark, who lies in the second chamber?
Donald.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say sorry sight.
There's one that laughed and is asleep. And one cried, murder, that they did wait for each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There were two lodged together.
One said, God bless us, and amen, the other, as they watched me with these amen hands, listening their fear. I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I have most need of a blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be done after these ways, so it will make us mad.
I sleep. No more. Macbeth, this murder, sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that makes up the rapid sleep of care, the death of each day's life, sore labors, bath, balm of hurt minds, the second nature's greatest course, she nurtures my peace.
What do you mean?
Still no more. Glamis has murdered sleep, and therefore Condor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that was crying? What were they? You two unbend your noble strength and think so great sickly of things. Go and wash this filthy witness from your neck. Why have his daggers left the place? They must lie there. Go excuse to be bruised with your blood.
Oh, no more!
Oh, and burn of purpose. Give me the daggers. The fear of the dead is like a child's head. If you do bleed, I shall gild their faces with the blood of oil. They must see your guilt.
What is that knocking? How is it that every noise appalls me so? What hands are these? They pluck mine eyes. Is there not water enough in Neptune's great oceans to wash my hands clean? No. They were rather the multitudinous seas in Carnadine making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shouldn't wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire me to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy I got you protected. I am your now. Look at our nightgowns. In case you call us and show us to be watchers. You lost us so poorly in your thoughts.
No, my deeds were best not to know myself. Wake up, it was thy nothing. I was not good.
Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith. Here's an equivocator who could swear to both scales against either scale, who committed truth enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith. Here's an English tailor stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Knock, knock, knock. Never am quiet. What are you? This place is too cold for him. I'll double port it over. I thought to let some of all professions go the criminal's way to the everlasting bonfire.
Was it so late, Fred? You went to bed that you could lie so late?
Fake stuff. We carouse with the second copy. Drink is a great promoter.
And what three things does drink especially for?
Mary, sir, nose pain, sleeping urine. Bitching, sir, provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire of the taste. Therefore, measuring is in the need. And it sets him on and sets him off. It arcs him. It arcs him. It persuades him in this
this moment forward. There's nothing serious to mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace are dead. The wine of life is drawn, and mere ease are all that's left the bowl to brag of.
What's this?
You are. Do not know it. The prophet was bringing the head of your blood is gone. The very source of it is gone.
Your royal father's murdered.
To relieve me of my fury that I did. Deal with it.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, loyal, furious, and neutral in a moment? No man. The violent expedition of my love outran the cause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood. His gashed wounds looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, his murderers, steeped in the color of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart, courage to make one's love known?
Help me, hands come. Close to the lady.
As we hold our tongues, some may claim this argument for ours.
What should be spoken here? Where our freedom hidden at their home may rush and seize us. Thus away, our tears are not yet rude.
Nor our strong sorrow on the foot of motion.
When we have a naked frailties that suffer an exposure, let us be question this most bloody piece of work. Fears and struggles shake us. And in the great hand of God I stand, and thence against thy undivulged pretense I find the trace of his maladies. So do I.
So all. Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well content. Well content.
What will you do? It's not consort with it. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I'll take it.
Eye with eye. Our separated fortune should keep us both the safer. Where we are now, there's daggers and bent smiles. The nearer blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest course is to avoid the aim. Therefore, to horse. Let's not be dainty with leave taking. There's a warrant for that death which gives itself to no mercy.